electricity.
Hello. Oh, hello. I didn't expect that. How is everyone? Welcome to the Leopard final. Hopefully, we will have everything up and running today. The tank is built, so I'm sat inside it, and we just need to build the control unit. So that's what we're going to do today, and then hopefully see this thing in action. Unless there's any issues, and then we'll see how time goes. You know what I'm like. I probably won't be able to rest easy until if there is an issue, but we'll see. So I have some guests with me tonight. So first of all, it's the normal Jolly Dave.
Evening, everybody, and welcome to the Horlicks show. So tonight I'll be doing as usual, reading out it's not to read out, it's stay in the instructions because it's just pictures.
Yeah. No, that's fine. And we'll just go through and sort everything out. We've got quite a few bits and bobs to do, so looking forward to this. And because it's the final show, and this person has helped me before, it would be rude not to have the other Dave on.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. Yeah, good evening once again. So, yeah, I've dashed across from Crafty Chris. I've made a quick cup of tea, and I've had the dog out, so he's had a wee. And we've put our tea on hold. So after this stream, we'll have our tea. And we wasn't having much anyway. So, but yeah, we're having our tea after the stream. So, who could miss the final of this tank? This wonderful, absolutely fantastic tank. And yeah, so I'm so glad to be here, and thank you very much for inviting me along for the finale, Horlicks. I'm very pleased to be here. So, and I'm going to be doing your chat tonight. So there is a lot of chatting, so I'm going to be doing your chat if I can, and we'll see how the building goes.
Brilliant. Yeah, no, thank you both for being here, excited to get some more building done. I've got everything here ready. The tank is actually on the floor behind me because that's done. I've not done the decals on it or anything yet, but I'll probably do that perhaps on an MCC UK in the future. As long as I just want to make sure it's all good and up and running. Because if I do have to flip it upside down or take it apart again or anything like that, then I don't want to damage any of the decals or anything. So, because obviously they won't be protected. In plastic modelling, I would have coated them with some clear coat, but because of the tank, and I don't really want to do that because it'll make the paint look funny.
Yeah.
Yes, it's matte, but I don't know if it'd be a match or not. So, but yeah. Anyway.
Okay. First of all, are you going to tell us your secret then? How you made yourself so small that you got inside the tank tonight?
I've designed another circuit board, and it's the Shrinkomatic. And I haven't tested the one to make me full size yet, so
that's
interesting.
Right. Well, I'll be led by you as to when you want me to start the chat.
Okay, yeah, go for it. Let's go through that,
Okay.
and then yeah, we've got a lot of building to do, so we'll crack on.
Crack on as we can, yeah. So, right, first one in the chat tonight, then this evening, is Ian Campbell. So it says, "Good evening, all. Really looking forward to seeing this thing raw, aim and shoot." Yeah.
Yes.
So wait, yeah, raw, aim and shoot. Yeah, and
Hi, Ian.
I think that came from a 1970s movie, didn't it? Raw, aim and shoot. Anyway, we won't go there. Right, so Dave McBuilds is in the building. He says, "Good evening, everyone. Good luck with your build, Alex. I've been looking forward to this one since last week."
Hi, dear.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you, Dave.
Hello, Dave.
Hi.
And Dave McBuild says, "Have a great show." Thank you, Dave. And Dave McBuild says, "Evening, Ian Campbell." And then we've got Jody Dave in, and he says, "Evening, everyone." Hello, Jody Dave. And he's up there, look. Jody Dave. Yeah, there he is. So, and Dave McBuild says, "Evening again, Jody." And Jody Dave says, "Hi, Dave Mac and Ian." And Ian Campbell says, "Hi, Dave and Dave." So, hello, Ian.
Hi, Ian.
Thank you for everything you're doing for the Partworks industry. And yeah, I'm looking forward to receiving some bits from you as well in the near future. Yeah, I know that there's a bit of delay, but yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So Gillian Stott says, "Good evening, Horlicks, Dave, and everyone in the chat." So hello, Gillian.
Hello.
Hi, Gillian.
And Dave McBill says, "Evening, Gillian." And Ian Campbell says, "Hi, Gillian." And Gillian says, "Hi, Ian." And Gillian says, "Good evening, Dave McBills." And Yorkshire Crafters in the chat. She says, Good evening, everyone." Hello, Julie.
Hi, Julie.
And Ian Campbell says, "Hi, Julie." And Gillian Stott says, "Good evening again, Julie." Oops, and my chat's going haywire. So David Bassett joined us. He says, "Good evening, Horlicks, and all in the chat, and good luck with tonight's build." So hello, David.
Hi, David.
And then we've got Ian Campbell says, "Hi, David." Ian Campbell says, "Nice backdrop, Alex."
Thank you.
So Gillian Stott says, "Good evening, David Bassett." David Bassett says, "Evening, Ian Campbell." Gillian Stott, Julie Yorkshire Crafter. And Ian Campbell says, "Geordie Dave, bucket at the ready."
Yep.
Yeah, to put you out because you're on fire.
That's to help the tank.
Yeah, to help the tank go, yeah. So Dave McBill says, "Evening at David Bassett." And Ian Campbell says, "Hello, Sir Dave." Hello. So, and Dave McBill says, "Hello again, Sir Dave." Hello, Dave. And we've got Lord Peter Webster, and he says, "Hi, Alex and David." Hello, Peter.
Hi, Peter.
Hi, Peter.
Ian Campbell says, "Hi, Peter." David Bassett says, "Evening, Jody Dave and Sir Dave." Hello.
Hi, David.
Hello.
And we've got John's model making in, says, "Evening all." Hi, John.
Hi, John.
And Ian Campbell says, "Hi, John." John's model making says, "Buffet tea again, Dave." Well, I suppose so, yeah. I mean, we've got, shall I tell you what we're going to, yeah, I'll tell you what we're going to have. We're going to have some homemade pies from our local deli shop. Our local deli shop is, it's absolutely wonderful. So they do make some lovely homemade pies. And me and Christine are partial to their steak pies and their mint and onion pies. So Christine's having a mint and onion pie. I'm having a steak pie. And we're having some fresh garden peas with it, and maybe some onion rings and a bit of, a bit of salt and vinegar on the pie. Yeah, lovely. So just as a bit of a snack, tea, if you like. So John's Model Making says, hi, Ian. And David Bassett says, evening, Dave McBills. And John's Model Making and Lord Peter Webster. Lord Peter Webster says, hi, Ian, Dave Mac, Geordie Dave, and David B, and Gillian and John. Gillian, Julie, and John. And Gillian's dot says, hi again, Lord Peter. And Dave McBill says, evening, John and Lord Peter. David Bassett says, love that Horlicks. So that's your backdrop.
Yeah.
And John's Model Making says, hi, Peter and David Bassett. Ian Campbell says, honey, I shrunk Alex. Yes.
Yeah. I used to love that film.
Yeah. And David Bassett says, honey, I blew up the tank, laughing out loud. Yes.
Yeah.
So John's Model Making says, hi, Dave Mac. And we've got Crafty Chris in. She says, good evening, Alex, Dave, and all in the chat. So hello, darling.
Hi, Chris. Happy birthday again.
And it is Christine's birthday today. Happy birthday, darling. And yeah, we've had a bit of a laugh today. We haven't done an awful lot of things, but we've had a bit of a laugh. So especially collecting coffee stirrers, we had a bit of a laugh over. So yeah, might tell you about that at a later date. So Ian Campbell says, hi, Chris. Lord Peter Webster says, hi, Chris. Dave McBill says, evening again, Chris. Angeline Stott says, good evening again, Chris. Ian Campbell says, oh, happy birthday to Crafty Chris. Max Mod's in there. It says, good evening, everybody. Hi, Mark.
Hi, Mark.
And Gillian Scott says, good evening again, Mark. Max Mod says, evening, Gillian. Crafty Chris says, hi, Ian, Peter, Dave, Mac, and Gillian. And Dave Mac says, evening again, Mark. Ian Campbell says, hi, Mark. Lord Peter Webster says, hi, Mark. Max Mod says, hi, Dave Mac, hi, Ian, and hi, Peter. And David Bassett says, loved your video, Sir Dave, of the car club at the Drax Power Station. Yeah, it was a lovely day.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw a lovely video.
A bit, we was on tenterhooks because Matilda hadn't been out for a little while, apart from just up and down the road here, and we didn't know whether it was going to run okay. Anyway, there's still a few teething troubles that needs sorting out, but it's not that bad. So yeah, thank you. Yeah, there'll be more to come on videos like that, I think. And I've got a couple of labs to do as well, and a couple of updates on things that have been sent. So keep watching. So John's Model Making says, mouth-watering Dave, you me? Yes. Yeah, some good old pies there. And David Bassett says, evening, Crafty Chris, and happy birthday. And David Bassett says, evening, Max Mods, and that's the chat brought up to date. Wow.
Now get yourself a drink.
I will.
Yeah.
We've got one here.
Yeah, I've just emptied mine, finished mine in me YouTube cup.
I've got one of them, yeah.
Yep.
Right. Well, let's
Right, go for screen for you.
go down to.
I'll put you full screen. Go on, go put them full screen. Go on.
There you go.
All right.
I've jumped back out of the tank. We're all good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so this is 95 then we're doing first.
Yep. And 95 is an LED screen.
Okay, there we go.
That's his new TV since he shrunk.
There we go.
LED screen. Nice. Right,
Yeah.
I can rewrap that back up. I don't think we're going to need it straight away.
Don't need that just yet. Okay, so I'll just tuck that back in there for the moment.
Okay, 96.
96.
Okay, 96-1 is a circuit board.
Yes. It's got like a joystick on it.
96-2 looks like it looks like pads on it for moving to the left and right, up and down, whichever way they go.
Yeah.
96-3 is the joystick. And then you get 6 CP screws.
Yes.
Okay. All right. You want the circuit board, the joypad, and them up and down buttons.
Okay.
So you want it, yep, that orientation, that at the top, and the up and down buttons over the 2 switches.
Okay.
Then you need the case. Yep. And you need to turn that over and put it in to the left-hand side,
Yeah.
not the left.
And it will only fit one way.
And screw it in with see 5 CP screws.
Okay.
So there's 4 in the corner and 1 about the middle.
Right, I'm going to put the opposite corners in, get it into position.
You want to pick up that chart, Dave?
Yeah, certainly can. So Max Mod says, evening, David Bassett.
Evening, David.
Hi, David.
Steve 131 says, evening all.
Hi,
Good
Steve.
evening, Steve. And Ian Campbell says, hi, Steve. And Lord Peter Webster says, hi, Steve. Steve 131 says, Ian Campbell. And Steve 131 says, Lord Peter Webster.
Okay, cheers, Dave. Well, that's stage complete.
Okay.
When I want 97.
So that is still that perspex bit I've left until we need it later. CP screw away for the moment. And now this is 97.
Okay. 97-1 is 4 little pads, push button pads. With a center button. 97-2 is another joystick.
Yep.
97-3, it's like a little round thing, whatever it is.
Another button, I think.
The button is it. 97-4 is the circuit board for what them to fit on. And you should have 6 CP screws.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so you need to orientate it the way the picture's shown. And that little button goes on the top. Then the joystick. Then at the bottom, on the 4 switches, the other controllers. 5 switches.
Okay.
Then you put that in the other side of the case and fix with the 5 CP screws.
This one's going to be interesting. It's right on the plug, look.
Yeah.
But it does just go.
And that's stage complete.
There you go.
Wow, we're sailing through that.
Now we want 98. And we're going to be dealing with the bottoms holes.
Okay, well, you're sorting that out. I'll bring the chat up. So David Bassett says, evening, Steve 131. Dave McBill says, evening again, Steve. And Steve 131 says, David Bassett and Dave McBills. Hello.
Okay. 98.1 is a row of buttons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yes.
No, the buttons at the top.
Sorry.
98.2 is the circuit board, what the buttons fit onto.
Yeah, there you go.
And then you should have 5 CP screws and another 5 CP screws.
Yeah.
Don't know why they just didn't see 10 CP screws.
Well, yeah, it's a bit strange, isn't it? We might just keep them separate just in case. Okay.
Okay, well, you put 98.1 over on 98.2. And if you look at, you'll have to watch the orientation because the screw's going to go through. I think they'll only go on one way. So they like the hump bits at the top because that's where the screws are going to go through.
Yeah.
Picture that. You then bring the base in. Put that in. And fix in with 4 CP screws.
Okay. Oh. Come on, get on the end. Oh. Okay, that's that in. Check them.
Now we get stage 92. Can you hear all the cuckoo?
Yeah.
Take the film off the front. So
I'm going to have to do this, go back a bit further. And I think we're ready to install this now, which was the Perspex.
Do it. Where do we install that?
We installed this ages ago, but I left it.
Oh.
This should already be sat.
Oh, so that should have been in there.
Yeah, but we left it out because I didn't want to get it damaged. I'm just trying to find the corner of the... There it is. So that is supposed to be already in.
All right. So now you get 92.
Okay.
Take the protective backing off. Which have you got? Is it?
Mm-hmm.
And that slips in with the cable. Just turn it over and slips it. Yep, like that.
Okay.
Well, I need to blow this up so I can see where this is. That cable fitting into somewhere?
Okay, yeah. So we need the cables from 94, don't we?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just bring up this chat. So, Steve131 says, "Good work, Alex. Thumbs up." And we've got Anfield Road layout in the Lofting, so it's Lee. Hi, Alex.
Hi, Lee.
I'm looking at this shoot. I'm looking at 7 there. And does that cable fit in somewhere? Doing it 200%.
Oh, what, this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it just seems to sit loose.
Just on put on here, it's looking like it's pointing down to something there, but so it just sits loose.
Yeah, if you look at step 8, you can just see it just sat here.
Oh, well.
I think it's an antenna.
Oh, it's sitting underneath there. Okay.
We'll work out where to put that in a bit.
So you want 94.2.
Which I believe is this one.
Red, black, yellow, like turquoise and blue.
Mm-hmm. That's the one.
Slots into there. Not slotting in.
No, I think it's just a bit tight. There we go. Okay.
And that slots into that one next to it, Con 2.
Okay.
Okay, 94.3 goes on the other side. That's multiple cables again, but a lot more on.
So that'll be this one.
Goes underneath and then into, looks like Con 3.
Yep.
That goes into con 3.
Okay, so oh goodness me, it's jumping. So Lord Peter says hi, Lee, and Steve131 says thick piece of perspex. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
So John's model making says he's got to go. Catch the rest later. Tanks.
Okay. Yeah.
Tanks
Thanks,
for the
John.
memory.
Right. 94.1 goes in the back of the LCD. Into con 4.
Oh, yeah.
And then everybody in the chat saying bye to John. So Lord Peter says bye, John. Lee says night, John. Ian says night, John. Ian says hi, Lee. And Dave McBill says night, John. And that's the chat caught up.
Night, John.
Okay.
Okay, we're now gonna. All right, you now need to get 87, which I believe is the top bit with the battery box.
Yes.
That should have a wire hanging down, and that fits into. You must have a spit. Yeah, that socket and that circuit board there. Into there.
Yep.
And you fix that down with 4 CP screws.
Hmm.
Not easy as it is.
No. Because there's a lot of wires in the way. There we go. I'm just checking the holes to make sure there's no wires caught. Right. Okay.
Okay, stage complete. We're doing 99 now.
Okay.
So and 100. So you need 100. You need issue 100.
Oh yeah, 99. So this was earlier on, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then this is 99.
There's 100. Does it say 99? It says 100 on here. It says 100. 90, yeah. 90. Oh, that's 99.1. So there's another one in there, is it?
So that's 99.1.
All right. Soundbox.
Okay, and then we want issue 100 as well.
Uh-huh.
Which is this box.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, number one, you're putting 99 at the bottom, 100 at the top with the wire facing up. Now, these wires cross by the looks of it.
Yes.
I was one lower than the other. You got a red, black, then another red, black.
Okay, yeah.
Move up. So you push them together.
Yeah.
And then you fit the yellow, the house thing on top. The window runner. Then you turn it upside down and you want, from issue 93, 6 ACP screws.
I did wonder when these were going to get used. I had them left on my desk from.
Okay, let's have this bit of chat brought up then. Lord Peter says, I enjoyed the remote and target, like building mini kits it was. So I gather that must be the target then, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's quite a nice little touch to have with the model, isn't it? Like, to make it, usable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Long old threads on them screws, but there we go.
Okay. Now it tells you to load that with 48A batteries.
Okay, and that's where Ian helped me out with a new packet of Duracells. So thank you.
And you probably, and it doesn't tell you, but you've got to load the remote control with the batteries.
Right, so let's Look at these. It's cool. So 4 batteries. In there.
Well, you're going to have to learn what everything on these button the digital remotes are.
Yeah, that could do with a power mod, yeah. So I think that's on, and then when you do shoot it, well, I guess it's going to do something. But we have power in there, so that's good.
Okay, still take it forward up your tank.
Right, switch this on. Cam power off.
Car power off.
For the camera. So that all seems to power up. So that's it then, isn't it? The
Yep.
tank is complete.
Yep. So that's going up and down. That's going left and right. Middle one must be fire.
Okay, so let me so the tank I charged at the end of last week's show. So it didn't take too long, about an hour, and the light went off. And obviously I've not touched it since. So let me adjust cameras and things, and then we'll see how this operates.
Just bring this bit of chat up then. So Ian says that could do with a power mod. Looking out loud. Yeah. Ian Campbell says perhaps trying to connect to the tank. Yeah. And Lord Peter Webster says that target is so loud it affects my hearing aid. And then David Bassett says fingers crossed. Drum roll, please.
Are we ready?
Has your tank turned on?
Not yet.
And before you do that, Ian says, run for your lives, Eastbourne party goers. Alex is on the rampage, laughing out loud.
Okay, so we'll turn the tank on. We've got blinking lights. Oh. And then I guess we turn.
It says one of them green buttons, the first green button next to the start. Is that top button next to the light? Is that the parent button? Because it's got like the Wi-Fi sort of signal sort of thing.
Well, it started. It still says the camera power is off.
Right. See where the left and right button is? 360. There's a button, the next button next to it, see it start.
Oh, she's a mover.
But if you go to the next button along, it says start,
Yeah, I've done that.
right? The third button is 30 seconds, must give you 30 seconds of smoke.
Okay, let me just bring up this chat because I've got some instructions here. So, what Lad Peter says, it will stop flashing when paired with the tank.
Yes, the two white lights stop flashing.
Yeah. And David Bassett says OAPs in Eastbourne run and hide in the boarded up bandstand. And Ian Campbell says, haha, David.
Your gun controls are the four little ones under your controller over there. They're your guns up and down, left and right, and the middle one's fire.
Going to shoot the Terminator.
Right, so it seems to have a problem going left and right.
Your 360. Are you pressed your 360?
Yeah, or steering. It goes forwards and backwards, but it struggles to turn.
What's that one where it says 360? What does that do? The buttons underneath your left and right. That turns it.
So, Dave, excellent work, Alex. You've done well with this build. And then Ian Campbell says, could be sticking on the carpet, question mark.
Yeah, it could be that.
Yeah. As I say, your gun is the other side under your left and right. The four under there is for your gun up, down, left, right, and the middle one must be fire.
Oh,
it's fired, but the left.
I think it's getting caught.
Probably picking up carpet bits because I meant to run on.
There you go.
So your gun should be going left, right, up and down.
Yeah, so that goes up and down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then left and right.
Oh cool. Your fourth button along, I think, turns on lights.
Yeah, that's turned them off and that's on.
And your fifth button looks like it's something to do with the top. Does that turn your camera on? Or is it the machine gun?
Yes, and there's like a light that flashes.
Oh, yeah.
This still says camera off.
Right.
And I think Wayne had this as well.
So what's do you know the top button next to the light? What does that do?
Pairing.
Okay, while you're doing that, we'll bring up this bit of chat before it runs away. Gillian Stott says, good show, looking well done. Big thumbs up. Thank you, Gillian. And then Lee says, good show, big thumbs up. Ian says, Alex, I'm here. I need another Blue Master.
Oh, it's all right. I've got it.
Oh, it's paired up.
So you have to hold down the pair button. Then it said pair failed. But what I actually did was I went really close to the tank, did it again, and now it's found the camera. Can't really see because it's really glary. Hang on.
Oh, yeah.
So if you spin the tank around and you shoot at that target, the target should make a noise.
Should do.
Yeah. So if let's try the smoke because we've not done that yet.
That should be the third button along.
So smoke should come out the back.
Yes. 30 seconds. Or do you hold for 30 seconds or do you just got 30 seconds? Anything happening?
Not yet.
Gun movement. Let's see what it says about smoke. Oh, it's got troubleshooting's got a note about smoke. If the main gun isn't moving up or down, be some flash on the corners. If the turret is not turning left right, the turning gear may be screwed tight. Nothing on the no troubleshooting on the smoke.
Can't see any smoke.
And now you're getting the third button along from.
Yeah, because the pump's running. But maybe I didn't put enough fluid in. Got some more, so I'll have to top it up. It could have dried out, I guess, in the week.
Could have. Try hitting that target then.
Pardon?
Fire the gun and hit the target. Oh, got the flashing light.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's no sounds coming out of that box though.
No. Unless you got to hit it a couple of times. Because Peter says it was loud.
So if I miss aim, what does it mean I didn't hit it?
He didn't hit it. So Ian Campbell says superb. David Bassett says looks brilliant. Well done, Alex. Are you sending this one out to Ukraine? Ian Campbell. Ian Campbell says defo David, eastbound to the Ukraine and then on to the Kremlin to get the job done. Yes. So Ian says shoot the target. Ian said bingo. David Bassett says Ian Campbell absolutely far more effective than a flaming drone. Putin beware. And Ian Campbell says maybe hit the window. Yeah, that's a good idea. Lee says looking good, nice build.
Yeah, maybe you got to hit the window, not the lights. You might need to use your camera.
Yeah. How close do you have to get to your target?
No, a real one of them got hit a target about 20 mile away.
Yeah.
I do have a bit of flash or something on there because it's getting caught, so I will have to address that. But
So, oh,
Now their wires were that to be crossed, unless you got them the wrong way around.
the plugs are different.
Oh,
One's bigger than the other.
so Lord Peter says you might not put enough in. I used the whole bottle. So you might have to put the whole bottle in, Alex. And then Ian Campbell says, fantastic work, Alex. An outstanding build, but outstanding job, bud. I will have to see what I can do for you to build next. Smiley face.
I think once you put that on a floor that's not carpeted, I think it'll run brilliantly.
Oh, yeah. Lord Peter said there should be an exploding sound. And then Ian Campbell says you'll be reading the Eastbourne Echo tomorrow about a terrorist attack on a 2A6. It'll make global news.
That's cheap. Where's the? Yeah, there's no sounds.
Yeah, I'll shut the wires in it.
So let's have another look at this. The two wires are definitely in, but
So Ian's saying that he loves how it launches forward. Trick is not to let the clutch out too fast.
I'm guessing that should be the speaker. I'm going to delve into this a bit further. I'm going to actually take this cover off and make sure the speaker's connected and there's no loose solder joint or something from the factory.
Okay, well, I'll bring this chat up because there's some clues in here. So David Bassett says, isn't that the recoil from the gunfire in Ian? And Ian says, David, perhaps, but wouldn't it make it go backwards? Question mark. And then Lord Peter says, I have the engine running sound when I start my tank.
Yeah, that's running now. But this box isn't making any noise.
So David McBill says he has to go, guys. Is up at 5 a.m. Great shows always, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Thank you, Dave McBills. Take care now. Ian says laters Dave Mack, and David Bassett says night Dave Mack, and Lee says that night Dave Mack, and Lord Peter says night Dave Mack.
Well, that looks okay. These plugs seem a bit loose this side. I'm just checking all. No, that looks all right in there. I mean, there's definitely a speaker in this, so it should do something. So that goes in there, which is obviously the lights and the sensor. And this is the speaker cable that's plugged in that side. So they're definitely connected. And this is all pre-assembled, so apart from plugging them plugs in,
Mm-hmm.
what are you looking? Right, let's have another go. No sound. I'm guessing I have hit it, otherwise the lights wouldn't flash.
have you hit it through the window?
Yeah, you might be picking up the diode for a minute. It's on the right way around, isn't it? You have got the on-off button at the top, haven't you?
Yes. Maybe I'm just not hitting it because it goes off anyway.
You got to use your camera to line up.
The man's wobbling around all over the place in there.
He said, "Oh man, you can't hit the freaking thing."
You're going to end up with a poorly neck. So Ian said, nevertheless, something to fault find. Yeah, great build, Alex. And Max Mod says, try hitting it, then hitting it again straight after.
There's a delay.
Yeah, because he's got to load the freaking missile in. You know, the loader's not that quick, you know.
No. And we've got Ian Fraser that's joined us this evening. So is this connections the right way around? Is the connections the right way around?
Yeah, we checked that. They're different size plugs.
And David Bassett says, tank does go backwards when it fires, Ian. And Ian says, that poor man on top has lots to do. Shot there. He has. He's the only one that's in the tank.
So you got a torch, shine your torch in it and see if that sets it off.
Oh, that made a bang.
Ah.
I think I'm just not hitting it properly. That made a different noise. I don't know if you heard that.
You're a bad shot. We can't send you out of the Ukraine. You can't hit the freaking window.
Does it say anything in the manual about how to?
No.
So Max says, I bet Wendy is shaking in her feet. Notice she hasn't gone off since the firing started, laughing out loud.
No.
Your troubleshooting is just about turret movement and gun movement.
Ian Campbell says, David Bassett, yeah, equal and opposite reaction. and although it goes forward after, and then Lord Peter says, just a thought, press the pairing button.
Yeah, I did that, and it got the camera working.
You're not going to line up with the camera.
No. Okay, I'm guessing you shoot directly at the window.
Yeah, but you don't use the camera to line it up to the window, so you've got a target.
No, because it's a little bit vague. I've got an idea. Let's prop this up. So it's not so high to the floor. I mean, not, you know what I mean. Where it says high off the floor.
The gun sounds like a dog downstairs barking.
Yeah. Sounds like the cat's got a fair ball.
Stick the gun in the window and fire. Can it miss now? It still lights up. It still doesn't get bang.
Oh dear. Ian Campbell says Alex has been turning tanky on this evening. Wendy has been put to grass.
Well, anyway, it seems to be okay. I'll look into the sound. I'll work out how to actually use it properly. But I mean, everything seems to be okay. It doesn't like to turn, but as I say, it could be the carpet. So I'll try it on hard surface. It struggles to turn.
Yeah, it'd be the carpet. You get that on hard surface, it'll be flipping away like a shot. It'd be like on a film.
You'd think with it being a tank, it'd go over anything, wouldn't you?
The trouble is, carpet though, it's got threads in it. They'll grab the threads will be grabbing the tracks.
So we've got Dutch guy Mike says laughing out loud. So hi, Dutch guy Mike.
Hello.
And Max Mod says evening, Dutch guy Mike. And Ian Campbell says awesome, Alex. Well done, builder and narrators. You're welcome. So is that how we can disable tanks then? By putting a bit of carpet under its tracks?
That would be a big carpet, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
We need the adjustment. I think I need to loosen the ring.
Yeah, are you having trouble with the turret moving? If the turret is not moving, is not turning left and right, the turning gear may be screwed too tight. Loosen each screw by 1.5 turns.
I will do that when because I'm going to need to
fill it up.
Yeah, I'm going to need to fill up the smoke reservoir a bit more because it does say in there don't overfill, and it says 1 to 2 mil.
Mm-hmm.
So that's exactly, we put 2 mil in. So I'll have a look at that. But yeah, no, apart from that, Everything seems to function okay.
So has the tank got a motor noise?
Pardon?
The tank got a motor noise if you press start?
Yes, that's off now. It just shuts the engine off and makes the lights flash.
Uh-huh.
And then when you push start, the lights come on.
Reminds me of a tortoise.
It's a stealth tank. It's got no noise.
Yeah. So there's a little bit more chat here. So Lord Peter says the sensor is in the middle of the 4 lights.
Right, yeah.
So and Ian Campbell says, "Hey, up, what's gonna fire up at us now?" We're laughing out loud. Yeah. Lord Peter says that man don't go much faster outside, to be honest. And Lord Peter says, "Hi, Mike."
I love it. The gun sounds like a dog barking. From here it goes. Yeah, you freaking dog do stairs with barking.
Take the target. Oh dear.
No. No sand.
No sound. Right. So Ian Campbell says thumbs up, guys and girls. Yeah, thank you for that, Ian. Yeah, definitely thumbs up for this nice build. So Ian Campbell says Eastbourne Echo, pedestrian hit by falling tank from fire window. Lord Peter says can't hear the engine. Man is really loud.
Oh, it is loud. Yeah, I've got background noise turned off.
Ah, that's why we
So
can't
if I
hear
bring it up, you might hear it. Or not.
Not a lot. No, we've got the
I've
noise
turned the
cancel.
background noise off, so
Yeah,
but it is really loud. I can hear it.
yeah.
I'll just fill my blower up and I'll produce the smoke for you.
Yeah, David says no engine noise either, Alex. Definitely some sound issues, sadly. I think what's happening is that on the StreamYard here, we've got a noise cancelling switch that we've toddled on
Yeah, let me take it off.
on StreamYard.
Right, can you hear it now?
Slightly. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now. Definitely hear it now, yeah. Yeah. So Lord Peter said dog coughing, yeah. And Ian Campbell says, Jordan Dave, yeah, we could have done that with you for smoke generation this evening.
So, well, what do we do then?
Now that's just warmed up. Try that switch free and see if the smoke works now.
I just did that.
It still didn't.
No.
How easy is it to get smoking?
You got to put your
Yeah.
strip
It's gonna take. Yeah, well, let's have a look. I don't want to leave the show not seeing what's what. I'm just gonna. It's just a couple of screws underneath. Let me turn. Oh, like these have come off.
Yeah, David Bassett says he can hear it now. Yeah, we have a toggle switch on StreamYard. It's quite a new thing where it cancels out background noise. So, if somebody comes into the room and wants a conversation with us, it hopefully will cancel out a lot of background noise.
A couple of new things, and there's another one supposed to make you look better on camera. Hasn't improved me.
Oh God, it looked like I had foundation on.
Lord Peter says, stick a fag in the back end of it.
I mean, I can hear the motor going for the smoke. I probably just didn't put enough fluid in, but I'm guessing it needs more than 2 mil because if there's cotton in there or whatever, it would have soaked that up.
Yeah, you have to do all that to figure fill it up. You think they give you a filler tank. I can see a mud going on. Putting a bit of pipe in and drilling a hole and putting a filler tank in. While you're doing that, I'm going to make a cup of coffee.
Okay. I mean, just about. You just.
Yeah, so Ian Campbell says, crikey, this is a hassle to fill those smoke tanks.
So what I'm going to do is I've got to undo this.
Yeah, take the top off entirely and couple of wires, no doubt.
That's easier said, actually. There you go. So the first thing I'm going to do is what it suggests in the mag. I'm just going to loosen these screws here.
By between 1 and 1.5, 1.5 turns.
So we were there. So half a turn, you reckon?
Yeah.
This one. Half a turn even. Half. 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 think there's a bit more clearance there now. So now let's fill this smoke. There's something going on because it looks like it's condensated a bit.
So it could be, could have just dried up a bit now. So David Bassett says those ready-built Heng Long 116 RC tanks that have smoke generators are no better. Got my son a Tiger 1, World War II one, and could only get it to smoke a little and topped it up down the pipes. And then Lord Peter says, I did warn you previously to put a hole in the back with the pipe to fill it to make a fuel cap like I did.
Yeah, it might be something I do later on. Definitely a good idea. But
you know, the Titanic, they've got them smoke things. I think they're going to be pretty much rubbish. You fill these daft things up with water, and I don't think they'll smoke that well.
okay. Let's put this back together. It's actually really difficult to. I think that's on enough to test. So let's just leave it unscrewed for the minute. And let's see if we get any smoke out the back. So it should come out of these vents here.
What's the big drop? Look, you're thinking bloody your mat went black. Have you pressed button number 3?
Yeah, it's the pump you can hear for the smoke.
Yeah, and it drops a bit because in your mat underneath suddenly went black. You got a black splotch.
Pardon?
If you move your tank forward, and when you get the black splotch on your mat, as in the tank has a fired smoke out.
Yeah. No. Maybe a bit more. You can see it condensating up.
Maybe it needs more oil in.
Lord Peter says, I wish they made that multi-lead longer. And Ian says, nah, would have done it by now, Alex.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking. I will put another pipette in, I know, just in case. I mean, it does say 30 seconds, but
Can you smell any smoke from it?
what's that? Sorry?
Can you smell it as if it's smoking?
No. Let's try it without the pipe on it. No.
No.
No smoke.
Peter says he sees slight steam.
Oh, it could be for my vape. I'm vaping at the same time. So they go in there. They're not really.
Put some vape oil in and see if that burns.
Ian said problems. You can't see if the element is red with heat.
No.
You won't be able to get to it, will you?
I mean, you can. There is some screws on the top, but I'm guessing. What's that? I'm wondering if. I can't feel any heat.
Anfield Road saying good night.
Good night, Lee. Thank you.
Night, Lee.
So it looks like the smoke generator is a gimmick. Jory Deere is on the way down here, sorted. Yeah, just run fire some vape oil through.
There's definitely something happening because
Unless you're not putting enough oil in.
the pipes are getting all condensation in them.
Huh? So unless it needs that bloody full thing of oil.
You would have thought, yeah, it would have done something by now, but what do you reckon? One more lot of, I don't think it'll make any difference. Let me put a little bit more in each one, just in case.
So now to show whether the tank's full or not.
Pardon?
And now to show whether the oil tank's full.
No. It could be that.
I'll be back in a minute, chaps.
Okay.
There's an idea from Ian. Perhaps look at the Agora forums, see if this has been mentioned before, Alex.
Yes, yeah, it's a good idea. Right. Well, I think that there's no point putting any more fluid in there. I think that's got plenty in.
Yeah, because David Rossi says how much fluid is actually in the reservoir.
Well, it's not full. I've just put a little bit in, really, because I've still got quite a lot in this bottle. I started off with 2 mil
That's what the instructions said.
Yeah, and then I've put probably another 4 or 5 in, 6. Where's my screwdriver gone then?
It's weird because that thing just goes back and forth. Is that supposed to heat it up?
I think there's a heat. It heats up inside, and then that pump, I think, pushes the vape through.
Yes, I wonder if the elements working inside then. Yeah, put some strawberry feet. You'll have strawberry exhaust.
Well, I've just seen Ian's comment. I'm not sure because it wasn't doing much before either. With the 1 mil in, 2 mil.
He says you may have flooded it, Alex.
Yes, but
he says I don't know that and your clutch control.
It does it on its own. You fire and that's what happens.
I'm back. I just had to.
You drive the automatic in.
Start to prepare our tea. Well, it'll be supper.
Don't you, Alex? You drive an automatic, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, he drives an automatic in. He's not using the clutch control.
Well, no, my old cars used to be manual. I think Wayne did, yeah. He put quite a lot of the stuff in. It could just be that unit because it's all complete, isn't it? So I could try and source another pump, I guess. Oh, I'm just trying to put the screws back in. I've forgotten what ones I've put.
I wonder how the tank works. Yeah, Jody, just a joke about his tank driving skills, LOL. I'd probably be no better. I don't drive, so.
Okay.
Ian Campbell says, anyway, Wendy's nose is well out of joint. You better make it up and turn her on soon, Alex.
Aye, but driving a tank's different from driving a car. It doesn't have a steering wheel. It's all to do with braking each tracks and using power to each tracks to drive them.
Right, okay, so it works. However, right, let me turn that off. I'm going to have to open it again.
Why?
No, I'm sweating.
Yeah.
The lights have stopped working, so I reckon that plug's come loose in the middle.
Yeah.
But that's a job for. I don't want to take up any more anyone's time tonight. But yeah, it works. Really pleased. Obviously the smoke, but I will look into that.
Okay. Well, Ian says, right, that's me, folks. Great stream and well done, Alex and Dave and see you folks soon for sure. Yeah, you certainly will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night.
Yeah, tomorrow night. We'll be on tomorrow night.
But I was just thinking, this was the last. This is the last tank show then.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
It's another one finished.
Unless you do a little update later on of it working and shooting and all that malarkey. So
it's just I was seeing the Danny the other day about that because he was on about he's now got this enterprise to do us as well. Mondays it was probably going to start coming free soon. I see as if Alex is finished.
Yeah.
But he's all depends on his shifts.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's it. It's
so we've got a little history in there, and is put Grazaholics. So hello, little history. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, little history. Yeah, all done. As I say, I was building this for Ian, and he's since gifted this to me. So the tank is now going to go on a shelf somewhere.
Ian's going to sort you out with another build soon.
Right. Okay. Yeah. No, I did really enjoy building it. It's a shame about the pump, but I might be able to sort. If it is the pump, I might be able to source another one.
Yeah.
And then go from there because it's one complete unit. It just screws in from underneath, so I can undo the two screws, remove the pump, and just drop another one in. Maybe the element's faulty, or it's just it's not going to be billowing smoke everywhere. But I have seen it in action, and you can see it.
Yeah,
but there's just nothing. I mean, it must be doing something because you can see the condensation in the pipe.
Yeah, I mean, Ian said earlier that perhaps look at the Agora forums and see if it's been mentioned on there.
Yeah.
So yeah, and you might know there might be an update for it or something. So Ian says I'll sort out another one build soon, and Ian says Lambo maybe.
Nice.
So that's the Lambo.
Yeah, no.
So Max Mod says this is what one of the forums says on the smoke generator, and is put only add about 20 to 40 drops of oil. You'll need to wait at least 30 seconds before smoke starts to appear.
Yeah, so I probably didn't have enough fluid in it then to start with, but then we added some more, so there should be plenty in there now.
Yeah.
Probably put about 50 in, to be honest, all in all.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, it was running for, 40, 50 seconds.
Yeah.
And it was just condensating the pipe.
Yeah.
But, it's not at the end of the world. I mean, how often is that going to be running, It's just a little quirk, isn't it? Something you can do. But, I haven't really put a lot in because this bottle wasn't full.
Yeah.
So I've put, a little bit in.
Yeah.
But some of it's come out when I do it on its sides.
Oh, yeah.
So I think it's come out the back.
I'm sure you know what you're turning on. See the splatter come out onto your mat.
Yeah, maybe.
It's as if the pump just shot a load through.
Yeah.
So Ian says, don't forget to check Facebook, Alex. See you all soon.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you very much, Ian.
Cheers, Ian.
Good night, Ian. Take care now. And Little History says, if you've overfilled it, it will take forever to smoke. It literally has to get hot enough to vaporize the oil.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, as I said, to start with, I put 2 mil in. So last week, we put 1 mil in each hole, so that would have been 2. But still nothing. And we left it for quite a while.
So, and then Little History says, if it's too full, it will just warm the liquid.
Right.
Yeah, okay. So maybe what's different on the smoke generation side than as to what a disco one does. Because I used to have a disco one, a big one.
Yeah, yeah.
And used to have a gallon tank on the side of that.
Yeah, Daddy used to have a smoke machine.
They get red hot, don't they? They've got like proper heating element in that. It's not going to get too hot. But it's all right. I mean, there won't be that much in there now because it's all leaked out over the mat.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure when you had it on the mat, you first did it, and I'm sure that's just spat something good.
Yeah, I was vaping at the same time, so it was probably my vape in the air.
So Steve131 says you'll fix it.
Yeah, no, it's fine. But it drives. I've just got where I've taken it apart and put it back together. None of the lights have come on. So I think the ribbon that goes up on the bottoms come loose. So I'm going to have to take it back apart and reconnect them up. But yeah, apart from that, it all works. Apart from the sound on the box over there.
I think I would definitely do that mod what Peter was on about, so you don't have to keep opening it up, so that doesn't knock that socket.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
But then again, if I can't get any smoke from it, there's not much point. I probably won't use it, that part of it. It's just fun to drive about, isn't it?
Yeah. Right, yeah.
So, no, brilliant. Well, thank you, Ian, again for the opportunity to build that, and I really enjoyed it. Obviously, we'll revisit it on an MCC because I'm going to put the decals on and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it.
Okay, Little just says it's basically a heating wire wrapped around a wick. And I think I mentioned it before when I got the same electronics as the Heng Long Leopard and Panther.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think it's the same sort of principle in the Titanic as well, the Airship Titanic.
That you feel the thing, well, what are they supposed to bloody smoke? I think it'll be rubbish.
Yeah.
No, it won't be too bad. I'll tell you, I've got one. Look. Let me show you. This is a diffuser I've got. And this works exactly the same way as that Titanic's going to work.
Yeah.
So you've got, excuse the blackness in here because it's got some oil in here.
Yeah.
But it's got a wick,
Uh-huh.
the same as the Titanic has. And then if you look up there, you can see the metal disc in the hole.
Oh, yeah.
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 This works the same way. And then if I plug this in, you'll see how much smoke you get from it. So I think it'll be pretty cool, Titanic. There's the top of the disc at the top.
Yeah.
So I'll plug this in. I'll get you some smoke. It's a bit dusty.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Instantly. So it's not loads,
Yeah.
but it's effective.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. How clever.
And that smells lovely. It's my Wicker Man scent I got from Alton Towers
Yeah.
in here. So it smells like burnt bonfire.
So that's,
Yeah.
basically how the Titanic one's going to work.
Yeah, so it's the same thing. You've got the white wicks you've put in, and then you put water in it, and then the water comes up through the wick, and it's just a vibrating plate.
Yeah.
So you get quite a good effect from it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's brilliant.
So yeah, that's what you'll get from your Titanic.
Very good. Yeah, that'll be well good. Well, that. Definitely.
Better than what I thought.
Yeah.
Especially when
you'll have 3 of them doing that.
you've got 3 of them going.
Yeah, I think it'll be all right. So that's what those little cups are. You're going to have to put water in them. But to be honest, the water will last ages.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this has been in here for God knows how long, and it's, it'll just keep burning. Well, it doesn't burn. It doesn't get hot. It's just a vibrating plate.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be what you'll get. Obviously, depending on the voltage, though, because obviously more voltage, the more it's going to vibrate. So
yeah,
that's only 5 volts. So I think it'll be all right.
Yeah.
Okay then. Right, well, let's end the show. Thank you very much to everyone who's followed this build. And let's say I need to just reconnect that wire in there because the lights have all stopped. But yeah, it's been a great build, and I'll see you on another one, I guess. Yeah. Still got my VW I'm doing. That's up on the shelf up there. Get in there. Yeah, I think that's it. So let's go around then.
Sooner what we thought, no?
Yeah.
So I'll say thank you ever so much for joining Alex and Dave and myself, and for this tank finale. And thank you to Ian for supplying it for Alex to build, and then gifting it to him. That's ever so kind. Thank you very much for that, Ian, and thank you to everybody who supported this build as well, like Lord Peter Webster there, who's given lots of advice, and Little History, and many other people in the chat that's given advice. So, and we'll see you. Well, I'll be on tomorrow night with Crafty Chris at 7 p.m. With another build here, this so bad. And so from me, it'll be good night, take care, and don't forget to give Alex a nice good thumbs up tonight as well. So take care now.
Thank you very much.
Well, I'll second everything Dave says, because I'm not going to say all that. I'll second what Dave says, and thank you, Alex, for allowing us to be able to help you with this build. I've enjoyed it. You know, it's been something different, especially with not written instructions down, and having fun naming them parts as we've been putting it together. So, you know, I've had some fun with this build, and it's a shame it's come to an end. So I'll catch you tomorrow night with Titanic. Alex will be on with us on that. So good night from me.
Yeah, so thank you both very much for your help on the way. Thank you all in the chat for being here every week, and yeah, follow me with this build, and yeah, you will see it again, as I say, on an MCC UK at some point. So I'm going to do the decals on it, but I'm going to sort out the lighting out again. It's that black and red cable that connects all the lighting circuits, so something's gone awry there somewhere when I took the lid off. So I'll sort that out, and then yeah, it'll be back to how it was, and I'll have a play. And it could just be that I'm not hitting that target properly. I mean, it is. I don't know if it needs light or anything. You know, it's quite dark in here, so maybe it needs to be done in the daylight or something. But I'll take it out into the kitchen or outside and have a play in the garden. And then I'll give you an update on that. So yeah, thank you all very much, and yeah, it's a good night for me. And I need to get the thing up.
He does exactly what I do. You get them branded up.
Right. Good night, everyone. Take care.
See you now. Good night.
You've been knocked down and got up again. In a corner, you're surrounded, no defenders. You've hit your fury and kept it in, but it's time now you ignite and turn to embers. Like a phoenix, you burst in a fire burn. A thirst and desire, you transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes. Phoenix, you burst in a fire burn. A thirst and desire, you transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes.